A strong start creates a successful finish. Good evening, friends. Anthony here. I would want to know talk about in today's discussion. Say in next few minutes, I will be speaking about how the journey, start of a journey, is going to determine the end of or finish of a journey. And here I'll be picking up few examples and start giving you details, and I'll also share one personal example from my professional experience. And certainly there will be a call out of action. So what we need to do, small things, simple things, but what we need to do. And finally, with a catchphrase, I will conclude. So say suppose a direction of a plane. A direction of a plane is not decided later, but it is decided even before the start of the journey. Say suppose there is a small deviation or a difference in its destiny, it won't go and reach the destiny where it is planned for, but it will go and land somewhere else. So that is what exactly happens in our life. The start of a journey is so very important to finish the which determines the finish of the journey. Say suppose a student is preparing for his examinations, so he can't do it overnight or during the examinations. He has to prepare from the start of a day. So he has to gradually do it, and he has to gradually study. He has to show his curiousness. He has to be disciplined. He has to be studying it from the day one, and he has to start asking questions if he is having doubts. So when he does all of that, he does his examinations, or he finishes up his examinations well, and comes up with very colorful marks or colorful finish. So similarly, say an employee, so if he wants to really wants to achieve his desire in an organization, say to have a promotion, or to have a great performance ratings. So he has to do it from the start of an organization. He has to be disciplined. He has to be more purposeful. He has to be more curious. He has to be more agile in terms of learning, and he has to look out for opportunities to improve the ways and means. And he has to certainly have all of this, which will certainly help him to get a better promotions, or do a start a project on time with the right determination, and continue and stay in it and then finish it. So he will certainly achieve the projects, and then contribute to the organization, to the function, and obviously he'll be considered for promotion and larger roles, leadership roles, and so on and so forth. Say suppose about the health. So you can't be fit overnight or in a day. It certainly has a continuity. So you have to start somewhere, and you have to start regularly doing simple exercises, and you have to go for a sweat out in the morning, or go and join a gym, take a trainers support, or have a coach who can help you. And most importantly, take the right diet chart, and avoid unhealthy foods, and repeat the same thing over a period of time, and then comes the fitness, right? And similarly, any marathon per se, so it starts with small steps. It's not that you do a sprint and then miss it. So it has to start, and it has to consistently you have to do, and then it has to continue. So I am reminded of a Bible verse. I guess it is from Zechariah chapter 4:10. It talks about you should not despise a small beginning. So the beginning is very important. That is what the verses of the Bible says. And my dear friends, I wanted to have a pause here and start share one of my an example in my professional life. So way back when I was in the beginning of my career, so I was pretty. I'm a career aspirant, looking for opportunities, curious, asking questions, all of that, and then implemented many things. And I moved to a middle management or a kind of a senior middle management role. So moment I went there, my perception of looking at the job changed. I said my job is to think and to be more creative and to be more. Uh, uh, Bringing in ideas and helping people and making people not to do it, and that is what was there. And yes, of course, it was part of my job. And in a haste, I took up at least 10 to 15 projects at a similar time and started doing it. I started picking up everything, and then I was doing many projects. So whatever projects came into my mind, came into my idea, I made my teams too, and I was also taking it up. And believe me, my dear friends, at the end of the year or mid-year or mid-year evaluation, or say year-end evaluation, I had so many projects not to share, but none of the projects was consistently taken up, and it was concluded. So, or it was yielding results. Because I was not able to focus on the projects. So then I started learning something very important. It is not picking up many projects, but it is picking up the right projects, the right start. Always stay consistently. It will take you to the and it will determine the right finish. So there I understood, and I personally started picking up very key critical. So that is where this 80-20 principle normally which comes in any of our projects which we do. 80% of the issues will be decided by that 20%. So I started focusing on that critical 20, and it started giving me the results. However, I wanted to have a pause here and wanted to share one call out for an action which is very simple, and it has to happen today itself. So say suppose I want to start an exercise. I can't wait for tomorrow. I have to do it today. And that is a small challenge which I am also giving it to you. And if I had to learn a new skill, I can't wait for tomorrow. I have to do it today, and I have to start it today and do it today. And say if I had to say plan very important critical conversation with my family members, I have to start today and do it. And similarly, if I wanted to become a great speaker, I can't wait for tomorrow. I have to start today. So the start is very, very important. So I wanted to leave you with this powerful thought. Start strongly, stay strongly, and finish strongly. On this note, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.